other device. Did you do that?
Yes, I did that.
Okay. So anyway, this is also the season of Lent, and I just weave these two into a most celebrated day for us and time of the year, because I believe in the cyclical nature of not just in the seasons, but also in our psychology and in our personality, this coming and going and this learning to die, to let go, to make room. We talk about making room for new beginnings, for new growth, new life. Of course, that's the equinox celebration, and then Easter coming up, which some of us are very much preparing for. So I want to just bring that thought of the cyclical nature of our spiritual life and our psychological life. And it includes the letting go. It includes, if you want, to die to something, to some aspects of us. It includes the season that we just have behind us, which is winter, dormancy. And now the new beginnings. And so we are celebrating today in a very beautiful, big way. We have Reverend Chris, who is presiding over this celebration. And I'm sitting in the sanctuary, cold as it is, but I'm fine. I'm fine. And we're going to have one more event next Sunday on Zoom with Reverend Rosemary. And then Easter will be happening in the sanctuary. But for this morning, we're going to go into our beloved routine and program, and we're going to have the chaplains bringing us the daily word for today.
Good morning. Today's theme is prayer. I feel the presence and power of God as I pray. In the Revealing Word, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore described prayer as the most highly accelerated mind action known. This awareness is my comfort and assurance as I release my worldly concerns and feel the presence of God. As I pray, I immerse myself in the silence so I can be still and know. From this place of deep communion, I relax and focus my attention on the divine ideas of life, love, wisdom, strength, and order, which are always mine to claim. As these spiritual truths flourish in my consciousness, thoughts of my troubles and worries fade from my mind. In the past, I may have believed prayer was a way of asking God for help and solace. Now I understand it is one of the best ways of helping and uplifting myself. And from Psalm 46, verse 10, be still and know that I am God. And I will repeat the affirmations 3 times. Repeat them for yourself. I feel the presence and power of God as I pray. You feel the presence and power of God as you pray. We feel the presence and power of God as we pray. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. We now have the reading of the land acknowledgement.
We excuse me. We acknowledge that the Unity Center of Montreal is located on Indigenous lands. Many First Peoples claim the land and waterways as a homeland, traditional territory, or birthplace of their people since time immemorial. This includes, but may not be limited to, the Kanien'kehá:ka Mohawk of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, Huron-Wendat, Abenaki, and Anishinaabe Algonquin. We recognize the role of the Kanien'kehá:ka in protecting and caring for the lands and waters that we share and enjoy today. Their stewardship is a model for how we must collectively respect our natural environment and community as a whole. We respect our continued connection with the past, present, and future in our ongoing relationship with Indigenous and other peoples.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. I will now, hopefully you can see it. Yes. We're lighting the candle for the 8 major religions, and then we are adding, I'm doing this as per Reverend Chris, 4 extra candles for the 4 direction, north and south and east and west. So I have here this little altar. I have here the candles, and I will now, I hope you can see, lighting a candle.
Very well.
Good. Lighting the candle for Judaism. Lighting a candle for Christianity, and lighting a candle for Islam. And then we are lighting a candle for Buddhism, lighting a candle for Sikhism, lighting a candle for Hinduism, lighting a candle for Confucianism, and then we light a candle honoring the native and indigenous spiritual traditions across the planet. This is a ceremony we do to anchor in us the realization, the growing, healing realization that there's a teaching of love present in each one of these major religions. And of course, we have at the center, we got the large candle representing where we fall into a stream with the mystical traditions across the planet and present in these 8 major religions. And now we're stepping into this moment of an acknowledgement of the 4 directions that we bring in today. North and south, east, and west. And I know you have been present when Reverend Chris would do these ceremonies with us. But I would like to now ask you to join with me in bringing in the great invocation. Hold your thoughts, hold your visual on what we have just done here. Stepping in alignments with the teaching of love in the major religion, but ourselves walking a path of modern day mystics. And with that, I ask you now to join me in the great invocation. We are now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge thy presence and thy power, O blessed Spirit, and in thy divine wisdom now erase our mortal limitations, and from thy pure substance of love, bring into manifestation our world according to thy perfect law. With this, we have stepped on holy ground within ourselves as well as among us. And so I welcome Reverend Chris.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Maya, thank you for that beautiful opening. It's so, I just feel so good to have the lighting of the candles and our opening of sacred space together in the actual sanctuary. Doesn't that feel good? It's like, it's beautiful. Thank you for that. I would like to, now we've brought in the great invocation and the directions and the symbols of the world's faith traditions. Let's also bring ourselves into the room. So I would like to again welcome Dr. Maya to our space together on Zoom and our special Equinox celebration as a community. I welcome Reverend Rosemary and Catherine and Nicole. Good morning. And Sandra, hello. Clinton, thank you for being here. And Debbie, thank you. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to read, by the way, Debbie. If you're ready. If you're not ready, that's fine too. And Anna, thank you for being here. And Claire, good morning. And Elise, thank you. And I see Wilma and I see Derek. So Derek, that means you're up for the poem reading of Jailbreak. Thank you. And Marjorie, welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, and Pauline, hello. I think I've seen everybody here. It's so wonderful to be together on this special day. We're marking this change in the seasons. It actually happens on Tuesday, so we're just a couple days ahead. So we'll be well prepared. This is also, you know, in terms of what's happening with the sun, and we have a solar eclipse coming up in April. Some of you guys have been talking about that. I hope you plan some special celebration. Yeah, that's why do we pay attention to this? Because we are part of the environment, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and in the tradition of modern mystics, nature is our partner, and we use the rhythms of the earth to allow us an opportunity to reflect and set intentions, just like there's a rhythm to plants and the sun and the moon, there's a rhythm to our own lives. So incorporating this in is a benefit to us and to our building and spreading goodness throughout our community and the world. So thank you for being part of this experience today. Now let's begin by inviting Reverend Rosemary to kick this off. You'll need to unmute, please. Thank you.
So, could you give me a couple of more hints? Now you gotta unmute.
Hold the space for us, Rosemary, and I'll read our opening.
Okay.
Okay, as far back as history goes, people have recognized the spring equinox. Ancient civilizations the world over built magnificent structures like Stonehenge in England and Angkor Wat in Cambodia and Chichen Itza in Mexico that light up with the rising or the setting sun on the spring equinox. It was and is a time to rejoice in the natural balance of our universe. As Earth's relationship with the sun changes at this time, people gather to witness the changes and to celebrate having made it through another winter. And I would like to pause our recording, and I'm going to just share a little video of Equinox at Stonehenge.
You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clear blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
Thank you, Marjorie. And now, Derek, are you ready to read the poem called Jailbreak by Maya Spector?
1 minute, please.
Sure. And then following Derek will be Leticia, whom I don't see here today. So we'll just skip that part. Unless she joins us late, which would be just fine. So after,
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. And just after Derek will be Catherine. Okay, go ahead, Derek. Thank you. And you're muted right now.
I'll just fix it back.
Mhm.
This poem is entitled Jailbreak. It's time to break out. Jailbreak time. Time to punch our way out of winter's dark prison. Lilacs are doing it. In sudden explosions of soft purple and the jasmine vines and ranunculus too. There is no jailer strong enough to hold spring contained. Let that be a lesson. Stop holding back to the blossoming. Quit shutting eyes and gritting teeth, hunching shoulders and curling fingers into fist. Lose your determination to remain unchanged. All the focus of nature want you to open. Their gentle nudges carry behind it the force of a flash flood. Why sell your home when the door is unlocked and the garden is waiting for you?
Thank you, Derek. Beautiful.
Sure.
Thank you. Catherine, we invite your reading next.
Just as we sow seeds that we hope to tend into strong, healthy plants, we can also set personal intentions, not just for goals, for what we hope to achieve in the future, but also for who we want to become. A season of birth and renewal, spring is an especially potent time to state our hopes and dreams, calling them forth. On a piece of paper, I invite you to write down your spring wishes for yourself, your family, your neighborhood, and the world.
Thank you for that beautiful invitation, Catherine. And this is a time of reflection, a little mini meditation for this spring equinox celebration. So really take a moment to sink into your chair and just relax and see what comes to your heart as an intention, seed that you would like to plant at the time of this especially potent spring equinox. Make sure you breathe and go with what comes up. Just listen. Hold it in your heart or write it down on a piece of paper. Accept this invitation to set intentions for yourself, as well as for your family and community, for the world. It might just be one word: love, peace, health, wholeness. And as you do this, we hold in our hearts whatever your wishes and intentions are. We hold them with you. And while you're in that process, I'd like to share a song by Fia.
Well, I think
Sandra, you're muted. Thank you.
Take a moment to notice sources of life and pops of color around you. What ancestors are blooming in spaces that have meaningful connections for you? You'll see that nature does not need to be told to do anything. It is just born again, instinctively, in community. Spring is the alchemy of sacred secrets and earthly mysteries combined with the divine powers of life and zeal and the divine powers of will and strength. Let us now activate these powers within us: life, zeal, will, and strength.
This spring equinox is a time for freedom and resilience in our bodies, our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. Like our ancestors, this is a time for us to create sustained momentum and growth. This is another chance to nurture and actualize our dreams. Let us tap into our divine powers of imagination, faith, wisdom, and understanding to empower our heart's deepest desires with divine ideas. Let's activate these powers now. Imagination, faith, wisdom, and understanding.
Thank you, Nicole. And here's another song to help us activate these powers. I think that helped us embody that set of powers: understanding, wisdom, faith, and imagination. Now, for the final third set of powers, I invite Elise and Claire to share their reading.
we've made it through the dark days of winter. Now we crack a window to clear out the stale air and let in the fresh breeze. Take your time. Don't rush into anything. It's normal to sometimes feel a little overwhelmed by change, especially since we're still processing the lessons from winter. If you feel pulled in too many directions, slow down. Focus on one thing, one small bud in a tree or a single bird. The next 6 weeks until Beltane on May 1st, focus on growth, but also balance. Take things gradually, a little at a time, even if it's tempting to try to do everything at once. Use your divine powers to assist you.
Use your power of love to harmonize with divine ideas. Tap into your power of power to balance your thoughts and feelings. Activate your power of elimination to release what no longer serves you. And rely on your power of order and allow the universe to unfold events even better than you can imagine.
Thank you, Elise and Claire. Rely on order and love and elimination and the power of power to create things this spring with the power of the equinox even greater than you can imagine. And at this time, I invite you to share a blessing with the entire community. It could be personal, it could be family, neighborhood, world, but let's use these powers in the form of our words, in a one word or a short phrase blessing in the chat, please, if you would. And I'll read them out for everybody. So please place a blessing for the community for this spring equinox celebration, and I'll give them voice. Peace. Harmony for emphasis, harmony. That's from Anna. Claire's compassion. Sandra shares a blessing of rebirth. Debbie shares a blessing of kindness. And I'll add to that my blessing. May you feel love and compassion for yourself and the seeds that you've just planted for the equinox in yourself. And may they bloom to be greater than you can ever imagine. And I'll add to that Rosemary's blessing for community. Thank you. And now I invite for our closing poem, and then we'll do a closing song. I invite Anna.
Good morning. Can I be heard? The spring equinox, when the land awoke. Perfect balance, night and day, seasonal change on full display. Snow and ice are banished forth, cast away, back to the north. The time is now. With spring arrived, all the lands shall come alive. A great rebirthing, life emerging, it's everywhere, no need for searching. When the land awoke, nature heard insects, grasses, leaves, and birds, newborn lambs, tadpoles, bees, longer days with a gentle breeze. Tiny streams begin to grow, mountain melt, increase their flow. Valleys swell, the land awaiting our gentle hands and cultivating. Healing herbs and watercress and Mother Nature's fancy dress.
In splendid colors, flowers bloom, fill the air with a rich perfume. Algae, moss, and water striders, glistening webs of the forest spiders, mushroom shapes that treat our eyes, and a forest magic, a true surprise. The seed of life, the joy of birth, a springtime gift from Mother Earth. All hail the equinox, it has a lesson. Bring us forth from cold depression. The gift of life will find a way. Welcome all to come and play. Embrace the wind, smell the flowers, bask under the warm spring showers. Hug a tree, plant some seeds. Every step a noble deed. Listen, watch, and feel the shift. Don't dare blink. You might just miss a sparrow's song, a drop of dew, the rising sun, the golden hue, jumping fish and butterflies, flocks of geese across the skies, songs of joy that grow each day, now that spring is here to stay. R.J. Schwartz.
Anna, thank you for that beautiful equinox themed poem. I'm now going to stop the recording and I'm going to play our closing song, and then it'll be back to Dr. Maya. I want to thank all of you for sharing your beautiful readings and for sharing your blessings. And again, my blessing for you is that this spring equinox, and I have the snowdrops behind me from last year that were out at about this time. So I hope you're noticing those popping up. But thank you for joining in and sharing your gifts and your intentions and your blessings for this beautiful gathering. And here now is our closing song.